and again, from the introduction we did just now, we're going to a chit chat mode now as usual. Again, we have Mr. Han here and also Mr. Shaiful from Hawaii Audio. Thank you, first of all,
welcome
for this little chit chat. As I mentioned just now, one of the most anticipated showroom.
Okay.
So, first question: where were you guys for the past few years?
Okay. Well, the pandemic, as you know, we started off in Kuala Lumpur as Rave Systems, actually reference audio in Bangsa, and then Rave Systems later on in the City Square and PNB building. YY Sound was is our Ipoh branch. Okay. But because of the pandemic and the retirement and the demise of our previous partner in Rave, we decided to bring YY Sound down to Kuala Lumpur and then start anew. Okay. So we'll use the YY Sound brand, okay, together with Reference Audio in Singapore, supporting YY Sound from Singapore. As you know, we also have new personnel. Shaiful is now in charge of KL's operations. Of course, we will be supported by my son Maurice as well as Aho from Ipoh. One of the more important and more difficult tasks coming back is actually staffing.
Right. Okay.
You know, so over the last 2 years, the planning was that either I or my son have to be here almost full time. All right. And Maurice, my son, was already agreed to be here full time, but there were changes back in Singapore, so now he has to divide his time between the KL and Singapore, and then the rest of Peninsular Malaysia.
Right.
So, and then when we after that event, we have at Concord to introduce ourselves and some of the new Griffin models. We were sort of introduced to this mall, GLOMAC.
Right. Okay.
It's a quiet mall. Quite a lot of our friends, our customers, actually patronize restaurant here, and they were saying that actually this is a good place. All right, it may not be very well occupied, but facilities are good. So we look at this place, and well, finally we approached the mall. It took quite some time before we came to agreement and on the rental and the unit that we wanted and things like that. So we were talking since October last year, 2022. Okay. And by the time we came to any kind of agreement was February.
Okay.
So, and then when we got it, and then February was near Chinese New Year, getting to the contractors and all that kind of things. Oh,
after that was Hari Raya.
Yeah, Hari Raya, and you know, all the plans were all, you know, and then this setting up audio showroom in the mall is not an easy thing. They are not geared for audio shops.
Yes.
Okay, where you want things to be quiet, you want to have an aircon that is quiet, you want to have traffic, you know, that's not going to interfere with your demos and things like that. So so we had to work around those things, and then decided that we actually, given the kind of amenities that we have, we actually have to have a dedicated sound room.
Right.
Okay. But to build a dedicated sound room, we have to go through too many things. So we said that no, we really have to just, like you say, we have been away for so long, right?
Yeah.
So we have to show our presence, you know, in some way. And then we had that what you got, a pop-up kind of arrangement with the mall until we could get this one, this particular shop unit running. So we rented that one. They gave us a very good very good deal on that, so we could actually show. It wasn't the ideal kind of a situation, ideal kind of a sound and things like that. But it's no worse than going into a hi-fi show. So hi-fi show, you never get the ideal sound. You try to get it sounding right within a day or so. But it was good. It gave us a good experience as to you have a big room, 1,100 square feet, 14-foot high ceiling. What kind of sound do you get? What kind of echo?
Right. Yeah.
And of course, we get a lot of big bets about the kind of echoes that we have. But that's to be expected, right?
Yes.
And if you were to go to a concert, a live concert. Hey.
Sometimes you experience the same thing. Yeah.
You could be sitting right in front of a boom box. So, but that's the way it is. It's how do you recognize? I mean, you go to a concert, you listen to the sound system there, and then it's ideally set up. They're using $1 million equipment.
Correct.
In the concert, where the engineers know exactly how they are supposed to work. But then still, but people get just immersed into the atmosphere, and then you enjoy the music, you enjoy the artistry.
True.
Right. So the same with hi-fi. Regardless of where the setup is, we must be able to discern good equipment from bad equipment. How the sound should be like. Where it can be. If it were to be in my living room, how is it going to be like?
Yeah.
I think that's more important.
I really like that approach actually. I mean, same with me. To be frank, not everyone will have their own dedicated room at home.
That's correct. Yeah.
And most important actually when listening to music, at least for me, is as long as it can engage me in whatever room, whatever situation, that to me is a good setup. Now, back in the show in Concord, there was a plan actually to have, if not KL, the centralized hub for Griffon. Is that still in plan?
Yes, that is going to be realized end of the year or by early next year. We have got this first shop lot done up. Okay, and then this will eventually become a dedicated Griffon or an exclusive or almost exclusive Griffon boutique.
Right. Correct.
Almost all the models will be available here, except maybe of course the flagship. Maybe we can afford the flagship, maybe, right? But it will be a place where people can go through all the models that Griffon has, and then at different range. And we are planning on also we're in the process of acquiring the next door unit, the one where we use it for the road show, and actually build a dedicated sound room. The sound room, that means we will have whatever it needs to bring the noise floor down as low as we can. How we're going to seal away the air conditioning. The building has got some kind of mechanically transmitted noise.
Right.
And it's quite a headache. So, but I think if we do put a bit more money on that sound room, that dedicated sound room, we could still achieve it.
Okay.
Right. Still achieve it.
So there you go. Actually, YY will have two units, showroom units. One, what you see here, will be the dedicated Griffon setup, still ongoing process, and the next door will be a more sound tune and for the other brands as well. Now, Shaiful, throughout this whole process, I came here I think a few months ago to listen to the next door setup. Even without the treatment, I can feel that the setup, is very capable. Now that we move to this side, okay, what was your role actually in the whole setting up of this showroom?
Mostly I take care of this room and then tuning and everything and do the whole process.
Okay.
Then learning from zero to up, and then make proper. Which is this brand is very high-end brand.
Yes, yes,
So
uh-huh.
need more to learn. So I stay in the learning process lah.
Okay. No, which is good because you have been in the hi-fi scene in the past few years before actually joining YY, right? I guess you are learning a lot from Mr. Han as well and the
Yes,
team on setting
learning
it
a lot.
up and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that is a good way to actually move into the hi-fi industry and so on. Okay. Now I also noticed there's a few people already came and listened to it, and how do you choose your set list, the tracks to demo the setup?
Mostly I will choose the certain track provided by Mr. Han, and then for the certain I will choose also for my playlist. Depend on the person lah. They like jazz, rock, whatever, or mostly jazz, ballads, unplugged, mostly like kind of genre lah.
Okay. But no limitation, any songs people want to come and listen lah?
For me, no limitation, no limitation. As long as you enjoy, yes, no limitation.
Okay.
Maybe let me expand a little bit on Shaiful's role and our choice of personnel. All right. We can say that my encounter with Shaiful was accidental. All right. There was some conversation when he was working on hi-fi and things like that, but that was more on a friendly basis. But then when he decided to change, maybe work out on a different path for his own career, we started talking. All right. From hi-fi to what we are doing, okay, we have to accept that it is quite raw.
Yeah.
All right. The difference in approach, or whether it is sales, whether it's in setup, what is good sound and all the kind of things, is quite different.
Yes.
It's quite different. But the fundamental and probably the more important aspect, okay, and virtue that he has is the interest, okay, first in sound. Okay, we can't talk about music at this because everybody likes different kind of music. So it is sound. How do you create sound?
Yeah.
How do you create sound that provides you the music that you enjoy? So there are three aspects. Okay, sound, music, and then enjoying it.
Yes.
Alright. So that's the first thing. Okay, then of course we entrusted him with a lot of the business setup.
Right.
Getting contractors, watching over the contractors,
Like mini project manager
Yeah,
lah.
in fact, he was engaged as a project manager because when we met the last time was we were in the process of actually looking for space. Okay. And then also more importantly, we needed somebody to manage the event that we had in Concord, because that was like you say, we were away for so long. We had to make a show
Comeback.
a comeback, and then make an impression.
Yeah.
So there was quite a lot of things to be done, and then we got Roon from Griffin to come down to introduce the new speakers at the event. So we said that it's going to be quite some work,
Right.
So whether it's agreeable, but then his own experience actually allowed him to work with the people at the events, that kind of thing. So I think things work out very well.
Okay, good.
And then when we set up this place, a lot of things were under his supervision. Talking to the guys about the noise that the aircon is making, talking about the vibrations that we're getting from outside,
Yes,
that
yeah,
kind of stuff. There was so much problems, and I know I come out here 3 days, see all the problems, mention all the problems, and I run away. So he gets a long list of things to take care of. So
really kept him busy lah.
Kept me busy.
but it's been a good experience.
Okay,
That roadshow setup also allowed us to highlight to him that no location, no space, no customers environment is ideal. You sell something expensive to a customer. He has got expectations. We also have a concern about whether hey, I can sell you this stuff, but when you put it in your place, are you going to be able to place it the way we see that to get the optimal performance of the thing? So that provided the experience that okay, this is the sound you're going to get. If you go into a show, you don't even know. You only know maybe 2 weeks ago how the thing is like.
Yes.
And then maybe 12 hours before the show, you got to make sure it sounds reasonable.
Okay.
So it has been a good experience, but I think the going forward, more important thing is that this dedication to obtaining good sound.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Satisfy him, satisfy me, the organization itself. What are we supposed to achieve as far as the sound is concerned? We have great equipment, but it doesn't count if you don't make it sound nice, or people will enjoy it.
Yep.
So good.
All right. Now, in your opinion, Griffon, CH Precision, this is like what Mr. Shaiful mentioned just now. It's quite high end, and unless somebody really going to start from scratch, they might go for a full, like a Griffon system or CH Precision system. But for someone who may already have a decent setup, but just maybe want to try a different sound, which component is the most important to give that change of experience?
Okay. My experience, let's say electronics wise, okay, we don't talk about speakers. Speakers usually, people have an affinity to the sound.
Yes.
Okay, because it's the last, it's the one that speaks.
Yes.
That's why it's a speaker, right? So they have their choice of speakers already in many cases. So usually will be at the electronics level. Technically, the equipment that makes the most difference, okay, is actually the preamp.
The preamp.
That's why it's called a control center in many cases, right? It actually processes all your incoming signal.
Yes.
And produce something that your amplifier will be able to amplify. So it has got a lot more sort of effect on the sound than anything else. Okay, but of course people will say that, oh no, if your speaker is such and such, you need the amplifier. If you don't have the amplifier, you don't make a sound. Of course. But all things being equal, all right. The one that has got the most effect on the sound is actually the preamp. Right? And preamps, I think you talk to designers, they are more difficult to design than anything else.
Compared to the power section, right? Power amp.
And then if you look at bill of materials, or you look at the weight for price ratio, right? A preamp is a lot more expensive than a power amp. Although a power amp is not in waste tons, but it may not be as expensive as a preamp. But the preamp is a lot more difficult to design.
So,
It handles a very low level signals. Alright, it has got the lowest noise. Then it must be able to drive the power amplifier. So the preamp has got that one. But sonically, the power amp, okay, because usually the speakers are already decided or already something that the customer has. The amplifier would be the one that give you the first or the most important sonic impression. All right. If you use a 15 watt on a speaker that needs 100 watt, then immediately it doesn't work. But if you bring a 200 watt class A amplifier, it will impress you with any speakers.
Okay.
So that's one of the good things about let's say a Griffon 200 watt class A amplifier is that you sound great with any kind of speakers. There's always enough juice to push the speakers. There's enough refinement in enough headroom, enough isolation from noise, a very low noise level because of power, all right, and it was make everything sound great.
Yeah.
So if for customers who already have a pair of speakers, I think matching it to the matching an amplifier is important.
Yes.
As far as musical satisfaction is concerned.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The if you use a 15-watt amplifier to drive a speaker that needs 200 watt, then it's just good luck.
True. Okay. I also see there's a fair balance between sources, digital and also analog, right? Okay. But given the current, not to say situation, but the current way people are listening to music and so on, do you still feel that analog has its place or not?
It will always have, whether from our perspective, okay, as a business person, okay, and also very somebody who has a very deep interest in this hobby. Analog will always occur somewhere in the chain, whether in our reproduction at home, or at the recording end.
At the source, the recording itself, yeah.
So there are people who are now more particular, all right. I would prefer to have an all analog recording, okay, and then eventually
digitize it.
Yeah. You know, because of the sound.
Yeah.
But having gone through so many, if you look back, whether it's digital, whether it is analog, music is music.
Yes.
Okay, the best music we use, it intrigues me when people talk about autobahn, they talk about okay, and say, oh, the best way to listen to that is on vinyl. Hey, but it's electronic.
Autobahn, you mentioned just now, digital electronic music playing in analog.
But then people like the kind of dynamics and the kind of impact that you get playing vinyl, right? Playing autobahn on vinyl. The effect is quite different. The effect is quite different. But I think if you go back, I think that recording must be a digital recording. It can't
do it analog, definitely.
Yeah.
But I like the way you put it. When it comes at the end of the day, it's music, right?
Yeah.
If I recall my journey since teenager and so on, my late dad had a hi-fi system as well. But given the time I was still in cassette, and even with mini compo, I really enjoy it. But as you know, throughout the journey, then start getting into hi-fi. Again, it's all about how the music engage you. Now, Shaiful, you went through the whole process as a project manager here. Now, anything was done on power management?
Power management.
Anything added or anything to manage the power and so on?
Not yet.
Is there a plan?
Yes, there is. At the moment, power management is just how well we distribute the power.
All right.
3 phases that we have. How many amperes you want to dedicate it to? Dedicate to which part of the room and which equipment. So that's as far as power management is. That's what we have done for power management. But going forward, we may have to look at the noise. The place is not very well occupied yet. The tendency is not full yet. So the current draw is going to be different. And then are we going to have some computer equipment next door? Somebody selling hard disk or whatever it is. So we really don't know whether on a noise level. But currently we face some issues with voltages because of the occupancy.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
so spikes and other kind of things. But we have not experienced any noise, electrical noise at this time. But yes, maybe more immediately is the voltage part of it.
Voltage
spikes.
stabilization. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Okay, good. Now, when is going to be the listening party? Obviously, I see. To be frank, ever since you did that show in Concord, I see there's a following, which to me is a very good move. Rather than we wait for the major hi-fi show and so on.
Yeah.
If each hi-fi company or distributor here in Malaysia follow suit that, it gives an opportunity for audiophiles locally. In fact, I know some people travel from north, south to come and listen to a dedicated session. So kudos to you for starting,
Thank you.
that.
Yeah.
There's a series of events in the past few months,
Yeah.
and I think it will help to
Yes,
boost the
that's correct.
hi-fi industry, right? So for you guys, when is it?
Okay.
At least the target, right?
Second, October.
It's
November.
no, it's I'm sorry, you're going to be very busy, man. Now that we have this place, 24/7, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days, we have sound available.
Right. Okay.
So it's anytime. But of course, this is a serious hobby, serious money as well. We expect people to want to dedicate time,
Yeah.
to with us, spend some time with us, listen to what we have. The permutations is impossible,
Yeah.
We have tubes preamp, kind of things, we have different phono stages, step up or direct current input, voltage input, that kind of stuff. There's so many variations.
Yeah.
So that I think a 3-hour session is only something they can listen to maybe one set, all right? And then if you have all the permutations we have, then you can imagine, what are the. But so the thing is, people can come in anytime, okay? But best to make an appointment so that we can actually set up according to what people expect to listen to. And drop in, of course, Shaiful has to rest. He has to rest. But one of the things about this job and this hobby as well, okay, is that he has not limited his own time.
Yeah.
You see the dedication. You want to have a demo on a Sunday, he will be here on a Sunday. He set the time. Friday after press, you want to come down and listen. He will also rush back and also have the session with you. And then sometimes we listen into 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Until the mall closes, And then sometimes we say that it's better after 8:30 because it's so quiet.
Empty, really.
It's so quiet, and then we can open the door and then we can play.
Mostly appointment.
By appointment lah.
What kind of this equipment and setup better?
Okay.
So but going back to, let's say, formal events, okay. Yes, we have got those in mind. Other than the principal's visits, we will have principal visits. Planned along the way. That depends on the time that they have. But I think one of the things that we have in mind, okay, is actually more customer focus rather than brand focus. That means, let's say today's interest in streaming. All right. But streaming is not new. Streaming has been back 15, 20 years ago. But streaming has always been computer based. So at one time people were talking about computer computer-based playback and things like that.
CAS.
CAS,
Computer
yeah,
Audio System.
that's correct. But basically, that's what it is, right? Even the streamer is a PC on board.
True,
It's a PC on board. So that is something that we have a very good system in the CH. So maybe we want to spend some time talking about introducing how we do streaming and what customers can do about streaming.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy a 30,000 euro streamer? Maybe not necessary, but they have their advantages, you know. But you can start pretty modestly, you know, like what we are doing here, you know.
Yep.
So we want to be able to conduct some maybe some events, some talks on streaming.
Yeah.
We want to on the analog side, we're going to talk about phono stages.
Yes.
How do you amplify the output from the cartridges?
Yes.
We're going to introduce some new cartridges. Some of them are custom built for us, not just for Malaysia, but for the region.
Right.
We are working with new partners, and then we have enough inputs from the people that we know, and enough expertise as to define, you know, what we want in a cartridge,
right?
And then get somebody to make it for us.
Yes.
So that's one of the things. So with that,
Right.
we think that we can introduce people more into vinyl playback. Okay. I say vinyl playback because I want to differentiate between analog vinyl bass and then analog tape bass. So as you know that we have acquired some machines, tape machines, and that's the source. You know? And then we are also making some tapes available. As well. So give people the experience that people talk about, you know, how true is our sound, you know, to the original source.
Source itself,
So we said, okay, so we will have tapes, and then we'll have the machines available, and that kind of things.
Okay. All right. Now, in that case, and what you heard here is that with YY Sound, it's about a journey. So anyone who is interested to get into this hobby, or even already in this hobby, but looking at progressing your setup into a different level, Mr. Han here and Mr. Shaiful they are here to actually bring you through that journey.
Yes.
It's not just about you need an amplifier, come in, they will show you one amplifier and you buy. No. What I gather here is all about that. We want to bring the customer to a journey so that they get what they want. They understand and they get what they want. And to be frank, especially like you mentioned, from an engineering perspective, hi-fi, if you want to get into technical, it is a heavy subject. It is a heavy subject. But it's either you want to learn more or it's just about enjoying the music. They are here to bring you through that journey. Yeah. Okay. Last but not least, any last words from yourself, Shaiful and Han?
Okay. We are now here, so anybody is welcome to arrange an audition with us. Okay. Yes, we have got some of the very expensive stuff, but we also have products. Okay, maybe even eventually products that is going to be maybe leading edge, but not going to be that expensive. All right. Do check us out. Okay, and seek us out for any advice that you need. Whatever that you want to set out, let's say from the beginning.
Yes.
Understand what the hobby is all about. Understand what music is all about. Understand how to enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Shaiful?
From my side, don't be shy.
Ah.
Don't be shy. Just come, enjoy the music.
Yeah.
So this kind of setup you can experience only on hi-fi show because it's rarely. For me, it's rare, very rare. So it's opportunity for Malaysian audiophile and the hobby into this kind of thing So don't be shy, just come. You book appointment and I'll be entertain you.
Okay, good. So you know, in essence, to be frank, hi-fi is for everyone. You know, regardless, you know, your capability or ability to own one, there's always room for a hi-fi setup to be in your house. All right. So that's all we have for today. Until the next video. So see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.